Okay, so the one common thing we see from both these people is whether their basics, whatever subject they have studied, okay, primarily whatever the subject they have studied, not what they are looking for. In both the things, are their basic strong? Do they know their core primary basic level subject knowledge?
There is a new entry for B.Tech fresh B.Tech graduates to pursue PhD directly after their undergraduation. In this sense, I received a lot of queries from the applicants that since they do not have any research publications in their 4 years of undergraduation, should they proceed applying for this program? And what is your piece of advice for them? Like how should they prepare for this entry?
Okay. So yes, one thing when a university is going through the applications, right? They do keep in mind whether it's an undergrad student coming into PhD or a postgrad coming into PhD. The way we evaluate either the advisors or the university, the way they evaluate both these people is slightly different. Okay. So let me give you perspective from both. Triple because I have been involved with interviews and all these things in Triple. So I'll first start from there and then I'll also move to other universities where I have tried or whether I know some friends who have tried and all those things. So first let me start with Triple. Right? Whenever we are getting students for PhD interviews and all these things, we do categorize them accordingly. They are coming directly from undergrad, they are coming directly from masters. The one common thing when we are evaluating both the students is that are their basics are strong. Okay, so the one common thing we see from both these people is whether their basics, whatever subject they have studied, okay, primarily whatever the subject they have studied, not what they are looking for. In both the things, are their basic strong? Do they know their core primary basic level subject knowledge? Okay, that's the only common. Besides that, what we see in a BTech is how interested are they in the subject. Okay, we do not see it's a common knowledge that it's very difficult to get a publication in undergrad. So we do not see whether they have a publication or not. We do not see whether they have done any research projects or not. If they have done it, it's well and good. It's going to add on to your profile. But if you haven't done it, don't be discouraged. We are not evaluating an undergrad student the same way we evaluate a postgrad student. It's just not fair to do that because there is an additional 2 years of knowledge over there. So what we see is first of all whether their basics are strong, okay, and what are they looking, as people who have seen many PhD students. Again, when I say we, I'm talking from the professor's perspective and the university perspective. So as people who have seen many PhD students who have had their own journeys as a PhD student, there are certain qualities that we look for a student who's pursuing PhD. As I said, passionate. What are they? Expecting out of a PhD program? And many times we do give suggestions also. Sometimes we accept the student as it is. They don't need to have any research background. They don't need to have done any publications or anything. It's purely from their knowledge of basics and their passion for a certain subject. And sometimes we do see students who are a little bit on the fence about doing a PhD, and it's not like we are going to reject them. We suggest them, why don't you first start with a master's program? Okay, see whether this is the path you want to continue on, so that you get that enough buffer time to think about it. And even I'm sure you would know in our college we have combined masters plus PhD programs. Or you can start as a master's and you can convert to PhD after first year of master's, and you can still join as a PhD. And if you think this is not the right way for you to go, you can spend 2 years, complete your master's, do your thesis and everything, and get your master's degree and leave the PhD program. So there are opportunities to do those things, and we do evaluate undergrad students only according to that. We are not expecting any research program or any research work being done by them or any papers published by them. That's a general process also. So you don't need to worry if you are, you don't need to worry that you are directly coming from undergrad. Okay. your evaluation is not going to be same as what we do for postgrad students. The things we look for, as I said, the only common point is in both the cases we expect that you know your core basic knowledge strongly. That's the only common. That's where the point ends. Beyond that, its evaluation is going to be different. And I'm sure anybody who is applying for outside, right? There is already an option. Do you want to just apply for masters, or do you want to apply for masters plus PhD? So again, the understanding there is that we do know you're coming from undergrad. Okay, the knowledge is different at both the places. So don't worry about it. If you are interested in a subject, we will still take you. And there are many of my friends in IIIT Delhi, outside IIIT Delhi, who have done their PhD directly out of undergrad, and they have done really great. And in the same time, again, another point is in the same time as 5 years. Also, I mean, there are people who have done in 5 years. There are people who have done 6 years. Also, there is no problem with that. Okay. Again, don't worry about those things. So there are always, ways to go about it. And these people have gotten their master's degrees, PhD degrees well in time. No issues at all. So don't lose hope. That's what I would suggest.
So, Harsha, the next big concern from the applicants is that, is it possible to apply for PhD course irrespective of the subject that they have chosen in their grad school?
Okay. It's a bit difficult question to answer. Yes, to a large extent. When I say yes, it is simply there is no problem at all. You can jump from any field in your undergrad, postgrad to any field in PhD. But while you are planning to do that, I want people to keep in mind that it's not an easy task. Okay, first and foremost, and there have been people who have done that, and even in under my advisor, there have been people who have done their B.Tech and M.Tech in computer science. They are doing PhD in ECE, or the other way around. They have done masters in ECE, PhD in CSE. There are people who have done that, but when you are doing that, you also, at least the advisor or the professor is looking for how much are you interested in doing this subject, because there is a lot of learning that needs to happen. Okay? When you are shifting a domain, again, some domains are very easy to combine, to shift from one domain to another domain. Some domains are a little bit difficult. So the professor will be primarily looking for, again, I'm as I said in the beginning, it can be done. There is no problem with that. You don't have to worry about that. But what the professor will be looking for is that are you willing to put in the hard work? Because imagine somebody who has a core computer science background, for example. I'm just going with an example so to emphasize my point. Somebody who is coming directly from a computer science background and wants to do a PhD in, say, analog circuits, some form of analog circuits. Right? There is a lot of learning curve in the beginning stages of PhD to learn the intricacies of circuit design, what goes into it, what are the challenges of doing efficient circuit design and all those. So in addition to the things that are expected in a PhD, there is an additional learning or the additional hard work that needs to be put in to learn these things. Okay? So if you can convince your advisor or professor of these things, if anybody who is interviewing you or you're directly talking to a professor, if they can see this thing in you, right, they will be more than willing to put in the effort. Okay? So that's the primary reason in the beginning why I said it's yes and no. It's largely yes, because if you are willing to put in the hard work, it can be done. That's what I would say primarily. That you need to put in, you need to be ready to put in more hard work than what you would expect from a regular PhD student, because there are a lot of things you need to learn. I mean, not just from the PhD perspective just itself, also from the domain knowledge perspective. As I answered in my previous question, right? Generally, what we look for any PhD student who is coming, irrespective of undergrad or postgrad, is that what is their, how strong are their core knowledge? knowledge, poor basic subject knowledge, right? Now this poor basic subject knowledge is different from what they are trying to pursue, right? It's so we still evaluate whether that person is strong in what they have done, not what we are expecting, not what they are expecting to do PhD in. But if they are strong, then the next thing we evaluate is whether they are willing to put in the hard work to learn all the things. So again, I'll put back on the I know I'm going back again and again to this thing. So please ask yourself: are you willing to put in that hard work? Once the student is confident of putting in the hard work, that can be seen by the whoever is evaluating or whoever is interviewing this. Okay, so you need to be confident that you are willing to put in the hard work. There are going to be challenges. Again, while I say everything is possible, I am also going to be very realistic about it. Okay, it's a difficult path. But if you are again really interested in a subject, don't worry. You can do it. You need to be sure that you want to put in the hard work, and then only you can convince the advisor or convince the professor that I can put in the hard work. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I think that this your words would definitely make the thought process of the applicants much more clearer.
So one of the research problems they are working on is, if you know a crow is totally black in color, but its neck is gray in color. Okay. So the research problem that they are trying to identify is, why does a crow have its entire body as black except the neck part, which is in gray color? Okay. Similarly, why does a zebra has a alternating patterns of black and white colors? What impacts that thing in each animal, right? So when I was listening to this professor, it just struck me. Yes, this is something I almost see every day, but this is something I would never have thought. Why is a crow's neck gray?